the Arayere should stop diverting you. Those are useless. Concentrate on what NRM is telling you. Now, there is a word in the Bantu dialects called Enshoni. In Uganda it is Ensonyi. This is when you feel embarrassed or ashamed to do something bad. And that Enshoni is the one which makes you avoid doing certain things because people will look at you badly. But we had a name in Ankore, Nshoninche, the one who has no shame to do anything. How do you say it in Akaramajongo? The one who has no shame to do anything. Would it be who? Alairen. There are some Irens in Uganda because the opposition and those who oppose NRM are really Iren. They have no shame, no embarrassment. Now, I am glad you arranged this May Day in Nakapiripirit in Karamoja, so that you can shame the Iren people. You had these labor union leaders, they were with me until late in the night in Entebbe. But they drove and got here in time, even before me, for the meeting. Now, this is because the roads are good and there is security. So you had you had Lokelis was telling you about the road, about the electricity, the immunization. That's why the population of Karamoja has gone up. Those young people you are talking about, young people, were you not marrying in the past? Where were the children? The children were dying. The dams. So the situation is moving. There are some mistakes in the Ministry of Works by some of those planners. You find new roads are good, like this one, then the old roads are allowed to deteriorate. That's why the road from Kampala to Jinji is now not so good, yet this one far away from Kampala is good. And the one from Mitiana to Mbende was allowed to deteriorate. And the Maram roads will also be maintained. And we shall continue adding to the length of the tarmac roads. Therefore, on the issue of jobs, the pessimism expressed by the Iren, you write it for me. How do you say it? You write it for me. Somebody write it for me. Therefore, the pessimism spread by groups like Monitor. Monitor is Iren Monitor. Is wrong, and they are going to be ashamed. As we stand today, according to the figures they gave me from UBOS, there are 1.4 million workers in the factories. You check how many they were, 1986, those were in the factories. And we are just beginning. Now, where we are moving now, agriculture alone will create so many jobs. As the minister was beginning to explain to you, Minister Beta Mongi, when somebody gets money of PDM, he creates wealth. Ebari first. You create Ebari. It is the Ebari that creates jobs. You cannot have what do you call jobs? Aswam. Use the artist, so Aswam. Aswam is easier for me.
Okay, sir.
You cannot have Aswam without Abari. Whether the Abari is of the government, like the man who spoke, Bamwesije, the Abari he's talking about is government Abari, it's not his Abari. He's head of Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, which is the government parastatal. So it is the Abari of the government, but creating Aswam for the people. But the private Abari, like the factories, the farms, those also create a lot of jobs for the people. I'll give you here one example of the man in Fort Portal. Give me that man. Nyakana, yes. To summarize what Nyakana is saying, he has got those 4 enterprises on 1 acre, 1.2 acres. He has got hens for eggs, which give him more than 1 million a day, 1 million shillings a day. And he is selling milk, 110 liters of milk per day, and he's getting money. He has also started making animal feed. We didn't have time to show, but what I wanted to show you was that from those activities, on 1.2 acres, he's employing 15 people now. I have given you an example that if Uganda has got 40 million acres of arable land, now if we had just 7 million of us using 1 acre in activities like the ones of Nyakana, not necessarily this, but maybe coffee, maybe other things, but intensive agriculture on a small on the 1 acre. 7 million out of the 40 million would create 105 million jobs. There will be so many jobs that you shall not have enough Ugandans to do them. You should get time and watch those films from the good performers. But Joseph Ijara sells 310 trays of eggs per day. And he's getting 3 million shillings per day from eggs alone. Then he has got cows, which you saw, like in Nyakane, but in a small area. He has got cows, but he's getting 320 liters per day. And in a year, he gets more than 1 billion shillings from 2 acres. For him, it was 2.5 acres. And when he removed the costs, he remained with about 800 million shillings. And he has created more jobs than Nyakana, I think like 30 jobs or something. So therefore, the Alayere should shut up. We are going to create more jobs than the jobs in Uganda. And the formula, which is universal, you create wealth, whether it is of government or of individuals, and the wealth creates jobs. And in order to create wealth, we need to ensure the following things, which you should concentrate on. Low cost of electricity, low cost of transport. That's why we are building the railway. The railway is cheaper than the road. But cargo needs the railway. Railway is cheaper, and the railway and water transport are cheaper. That's how the wealth creators will be encouraged. If they have low costs, they will make profit. And if they make profit, they will be encouraged. Low cost of money, like in the UDB or PDM, this is money with low cost. Low cost of the internet. That's how we shall accelerate the creation of jobs, and the acceleration of creation of jobs will accelerate the creation of wealth, and the acceleration of wealth will create the acceleration of creation of jobs. Even here in Karamoja, people are waking up. There's a boy I visited near here, Nakapiripirit. Let's see that boy, who is near here. He had dropped out of school, and he had nothing. But when he got the 1 million of PDM, he hired 4 acres. He didn't have land, he hired, and grow something that I had never heard of, that is called green grams. I have never heard of them. Then he sold the green grams in Soroti and bought pigs. By the time I was there, he had about 35 pigs. He was now employing himself, and his mother, I think, was also working there with him. Maybe they had even got somebody to help them. So this is the way. The Alayere should stop diverting you. Those are useless. Concentrate on what NRM is telling you.